my 4 children are from 3 different fathers. But before I say a lot of things, I just want to say that women, we should be proud of our own children. If men that gave us these children run away, we should not also run away from our children, because children are a blessing from God regardless. Because there are so many people that don't have children, but they wish to. There are so many beautiful homes that don't have children, but they wish to. There are so many beautiful marriages that don't have children, but they wish to. But God has blessed us these children. Even if those that gave us these children, they have run away. Every blessing that comes from God has needs sacrifice. You need to nurture it for the blessing to be seen to people and for people to call you blessed. There is a lot of work that you should put in yourself. It may be physical, it may be spiritual. It's a lot. It's a lot that you need to put in a blessing. Because when a blessing comes, it is not just well finished. You yourself, you really have to do a lot of work in it. Just like maybe God has blessed you with education, you still have to study. You still have to put a lot of sacrifice for this blessing to be seen. Maybe God has blessed you with maybe football. You really have to do a lot of training for this football for career, for you for it to be seen, for people to call you that you are blessed. So it is also the same thing with children. When children come into our lives, there is a lot of stress. There is a lot of things that we need to fix ourselves for these blessings to be seen. For somebody to say, oh, who is your mother? Your mother is a blessed woman. For that word to come, you really need to put a lot of work in raising these children. There are so many marriages that have children, but even the children, when they grow up, sometimes it can be disappointing. So my focus on these issues, it is to encourage women. Oh, sorry. My parents is here with me. So the focus on this page is to encourage women that are raising children by themselves, like I am, because of what we go through in society. So you don't have to be ashamed if your children are not from the same man. You don't have to be ashamed, because there are some situations that we cannot control by ourselves. There are some, it could be spiritual, it could be physical, it could be social difference in society and all that. Then at the end of the day, we find ourselves alone with children. So me, my children, I have 4 children together. They are from 3 different men. I had my first baby when I was under 18 years. I was still very young. So the relationship didn't work, a lot of things, and then I found myself alone. So 6 years later, I have my second baby. So also, and also the first baby from me is also the first baby from the father. And my second baby is also second from the father. That's what I knew by then. But maybe later, I think my second baby should be fourth from his father, or maybe third, or somewhere there. So so then 15 years later, I had Momoni. And then now I have Marvelous. But Marvelous and Momoni, they're from the same father. So because from all my life, I wanted to have 4 children. So after I had my first 2, and now I started getting some experience and all that, but I got married to this Norwegian man that brought me here when I had 2 children already. He wanted us to have a baby, but I was not ready, and because I could already see some... What are you doing? I could already see some signs, because I started getting some experience. I could already see some signs that I think this marriage is not going to work. And also me, myself, I still wanted to stand on my feet first before I start having children, so that if it doesn't work, I will be able to raise my child alone. Because in this country, the weather is very bad, and if you are not working yet, you are not you are not stable yet, it can be very, very, very difficult. So I wanted to stand on my legs first before I have children, to have education, to have work, and maybe to get a driving license, to be stable, so that in case something doesn't work, then I will not be stressed to raise my other babies, because I already had 2 by then. So I could see some signs, so I didn't want to rush into marriage before then. But then the marriage didn't work. So I stayed until 15 years later. That's when now Momoni and Marvelous came, because I was ready by then. I have work, I have a car, and I know that I'm financially stable. Then I can raise my children well now. So, but I already knew that the relationship, I don't think it will stand well with the father of Momoni and Marvelous. But myself, I was ready. And as women, we have time to make children. And when I just saw that I was ready, and he was like, it was okay, we can have babies. Yes, okay. Then that's how now these two came into picture. So so sometimes we should be careful the words that we say to these women that are raising children alone, because out of raising children alone, it's very stressful. You don't have to stress them with your own words that you use. That's why sometimes I say that you can be a witch without you knowing, because you can say a word that can kill somebody. You can say a word that can put somebody into depression, and you don't know. Then at the end of the day, that person dies. Then who has killed that person? It is you, because you said what the person could not take. So I thought of sharing with you, so that those women that have different fathers to their children, they should not be ashamed. They should just focus on the blessing that God has blessed them with, raising the children. That is the focus there. Raising the children, it is not easy, whether in marriage or outside marriage, because children, they come with a lot of stress and all that. Because I see some people that are married, and I see that they're struggling raising children. Also us, that like me, that I am alone, we are also raising children in one way or another. So children are a blessing from God, and when God blessed you, you should not disappoint Him, but by not focusing on that blessing that God has given you. So that's why I thought of sharing with you that even if your children are from different men, you should not be ashamed of your children. You should not condemn your children. You should not condemn yourself, because as much as I know is that every woman try to hold their marriage, to hold their relationship, they try, but it doesn't work, and you cannot stay in the relationship that is killing you yourself and a lot of things within you. It is better you just focus on raising children and be by yourself and have that peace. So that's why I thought of sharing this story with you today. Yeah, so you always see me to be happy. It's because I appreciate the gift God has given me, regardless of the other situations that are not balancing well. But I still have a reason to be happy, because I have children that other people do not have, even in marriage, even in beautiful homes. So sometimes you learn to focus on the goodness of life than to focus on the badness of life. That is how I manage to be happy myself. So thank you very much, my fellow single women. That's why I always encourage you, let us work hard to raise our children, because one day they may bring a smile to us, even if they do not. But at least we should be proud of that we have raised them. So that is the focus. It is on the children. So thank you very much for your support and for everything. I always appreciate it.